Yes, now I'm ready.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, like I said, my name is Maria Algren. So I'm Program Director for Molecular Biotechnology and Infection Biology. And those two programs we offer as 1 year programs as well as 2 year programs. And then we have also two additional 1 year master programs, one in artificial intelligence for bioinformatics, but that one starts in the spring semester, like in January. So we will not give any information about that one here today. But then we also have one 1 year master's program in molecular ecology, where Sonia is the program coordinator for that program. And then here are the 2 year master's program that we offer, and all of them starts in August. All are for 120 credits. So you can see infection biology, molecular biotechnology, also here, where I'm responsible for. And then we have the biomarkers in molecular medicine that Selmina is in charge of. And then she is also in charge of the systems biology with specialization in bioinformatics. And then also we have the 2 year version also of molecular ecology, where we have Sonia as the program coordinator. And now we will show you more details about these different programs. And we will start with the systems biology with specialization in bioinformatics. So that one is Selmina's program. So if you want to say a few words about that one.
Yes, Maria, thank you very much for the introduction. Well, I'm not really sure how much details you want, but I'm trying to be lagom, as yeah, Sweden proposes. Well, in this program, as the name indicates, the focus is in bioinformatics. That means that students get knowledge about a lot of bioinformatics tools and methods to analyze large-scale data. So remember, like systems biology is more about like really, really large scale data. We do not analyze one gene at a time. We analyze like the whole genome or the whole proteome, etc. In this program, as you notice in these courses, like there is a lot of statistics that is covered, for example, in the course data analysis for life science. I'm sure that other lecturers maybe put more focus, or the other program coordinators will put more focus on that, because these are the courses that are shared between different programs. But what is more specific, let's say, for this specialization in bioinformatics is that students are learning more programming and they have less wet lab. So this is the only program that is a little bit more unique in that sense. So the students, you are going to learn more about Python programming, R programming, that is also covered in other programs as well. Yeah, and then as you see, the courses that are going to be mentioned in the other by other program directors are like systems biology and multivariate analysis with R and bioinformatics analysis with R. So as you see that we use a lot of like programming to actually analyze biological data and to find out, for example, the reasons behind diseases and the underlying mechanisms, etc. So yeah, and during the second year, students are learning more about, yeah, spending more time in a lab as well, learning these technologies like such as NGS, like next generation sequencing, and it ends up with master degree project, which is 45 credits. So Maria, would you like me to extend this more, or should I like stop there and you can maybe complement with your own course specific?
Yeah, maybe we can say that
Yeah.
for all our 2 year master's program, you will get a degree, a Master of Science with a major in systems biology. So you will study some different courses, but the degree that you will get are the same. And we can also say that this master degree project, you will do that as a research project, and you can do that here at our university for sure. But if you would like, you can also do it externally, like in collaboration with another university or company in Sweden or in other countries as well. So it really also depends on your interest, you can say. If you're really interested in a specific field or maybe technique that we cannot offer at our university, we can do it in also collaboration with other universities or companies. And you can even go also sometimes for if you go to another European university, you can also get scholarship, Erasmus scholarship, for going also abroad and doing your thesis. But and also, if you have specific questions, maybe regarding the courses or layout or the degrees, you can just write them in the chat or ask us later on also, because there's no need for us to go through each content in every single course. So if you're just interested, you can just ask us, or you can also send us email later and we can send you the syllabus also for the specific courses if you like to know also. But then we can continue with the one-year master's program. So as you can see, so this is more or less the same for both the molecular biotechnology, infection biology, and molecular ecology. So you see, first you study a course called Experimental Method and Design in Bioscience. That one is quite a big course. You can see it's for 17.5 credits. So here you will learn basically all about laboratory work and a lot of different experimental techniques, like PCR, cloning, qPCR, Western blot, sequencing, how to analyze and extract DNA, RNA, and proteins. So there's a main focus on like wet lab work in that course, and experimental and academic writing as well. And then in parallel, you're studying data analysis for life science, and that one is more like a basic biostatistics course. So you will learn how to analyze your data statistically, which will be really beneficial for later when you will write your thesis work. And then, as you can see, the difference between these three different programs is the program-specific course. So depending on what program you have selected, you either study molecular biotechnology, molecular and cellular infection biology, or molecular ecology and conservation biology. And then afterwards, you will do your master degree project the second semester. And also here, you can do it either at the University of Skövde or in collaboration with other universities or companies in Sweden or other countries. But all students from these three programs will also get the same degree, a Master of Science with a major in Bioscience. Anything you would like to add, Sonja?
No, I only can say that molecular ecology exactly is what the name said, that we use molecular methods to run ecological experiments or analysis, depending on how to detect species or doing monitoring using eDNA, also environmental DNA methods and so on. That is the part that we taking in this program-specific course for the master with 60 credit points. But otherwise, like you said, it's a big wet lab course, the experimental methods and data analysis, before you then can go into the master degree project that you choose by your own. Or with us, even with research projects, we have quite a lot of ongoing research projects. For example, I'm working with invasive species or even with honeybees, and we try to integrate our students in those projects if they want. Or like Maria said, you can cooperate with other institutes or other universities if you want.
And I can briefly just mention also this molecular biotechnology course. It's not any wet labs in that course, but instead you're doing a big individual project where you're doing like a cloning work, the whole stage from expressing the gene to purifying your protein, like in theory, and learning a lot of different things there. And in the molecular cellular infection biology, you are dealing with important human pathogens and how the immune system can battle these microorganisms. And I think in all of these courses also we have a part about ethics regarded or in relationship to these topics as well, which is really important to discuss. Okay, so that was the 1-year program. So now we're moving on to the 2-year master's program in molecular biotechnology, infection biology, biomarkers in molecular medicine, and molecular biotechnology. And as you can see also here, these 4 programs are also really similar. It's only 2 courses that are different. You can see these ones in pink here. So, of course, it's the molecular biotechnology project, the infection biology modeling, biomarkers data analysis, or applied molecular ecology. So here now you're going a bit further into your specialization, depending on what program you're studying. And as you can see also when looking at the first semester, you can see that the 1-year program and the 2-year program are exactly the same, or the variations of these programs. So it means that if you want, there's a possibility to switch between the 1 and the 2-year programs after the first semester. Of course, there are some criteria, but that is an opportunity that you can do. So then I have already talked about these courses here, the first semester. Then the second semester, here you can see that these 3 courses are the same courses like in Selmina's program that she showed previously. So like in this semester, mainly you're analyzing or using computers to analyze biological data. And I could say maybe in this program specific course for molecular biotechnology, then they are doing also some wet labs. So here you're doing a CRISPR lab. So I know that Karin, she mentioned this Charpentier, this Nobel Prize. So it was actually for this CRISPR technique that they got the Nobel Prize. So in this course, you are doing a project, a group project, where you are actually using the CRISPR technique to modify yeast cells. Very independent also work. And then in the third semester, also like Samina mentioned, here you're using both you're learning how to prepare and do the sequencing in the lab and also how to analyze sequencing data, like large scale sequencing data. That is really beneficial, and I think a lot of students also continue and working with this field in their master degree project course later. And then also here you have 45 credits, so corresponding to 30 weeks, yes, of full-time studies where you are doing your thesis work. So anything else you want to add, Sonja or Selmina?
Yes, I can add that in the applied molecular ecology course, we go beside, we have also a lab, wet lab moment in that course. But before that, we go out in field and train us in collecting material. In that case, we are more into insects and collecting them. And even going to museum collections in Gothenburg and looking there and taking samples. So you will learn that about ancient DNA also. And then we're running barcodes in the lab, and from the entire collecting about the sequencing, getting it and putting it in databases. So you learn the whole procedure in that course. That's from my side. Maybe Selmina will say something about her course.
Yes, I can just mention a little bit. First of all, that this program, Biomarkers, has been originally developed in collaboration with companies. So there were like around 15 companies that have contributed actually to the content of this, especially this special part of biomarkers. So you will find a lot of nice applications and yeah, content that is very useful, of course, in collaboration with the companies. But what are the specific courses? Actually, these are biomarkers, which is this program-specific course one, biomarkers in molecular medicine, and the second one is biomarkers data analysis, which is more like, well, digging in a little bit more in the biomarkers, because as you may know, biomarkers are like measurable signals in our body that could be used to diagnose and prognose and treat diseases. So here you learn how to identify them, how to measure, how to basically use them for diagnosis and prognosis. And at the end, what we want to achieve with the biomarkers is to have a more like precise medicine, to have a better treatment, so that people do not have to suffer when with unnecessary treatments, etc. So here you also learn, of course, a lot of statistical and, well, artificial intelligence methods as well, such as machine learning and yeah, like a decision trees and multiple regression, etc., etc. So yeah, very popular choice, let's say.
Yeah, I think all these programs, they're really similar, like you said. So really you should go, what is your like interest? That is, I think, most critical, because it's important that you prioritize the programs when you do the selection in the application, because you can only be admitted to one, your highest ranked one. But all, like you see, will get a Master of Science with a major in systems biology. So all these programs will lead to the same degree at the end. Yes, and this is just a slide showing the outcome from the student polls that we do each year. So we ask the students how content they are with the studies at our university, and we ask them how satisfied they are with different criteria, like the premises and so on. And then you can see that a lot of students answer that they are very much or highly satisfied with the premises, with the administrative service, also the library resources and the study guidance. Not that many has maybe used the student help service, so they cannot judge, but the ones that have done are, or at least the majority that has done that, is highly satisfied. Also, they're really pleased with the teachers and the program responsibles, and quite okay also with the student influence. And we are also really trying to improve our studies and courses also each year. And then maybe some other selling points from our side is that we use quite advanced experimental and computer-based techniques. So especially if you're studying the 2-year master's program, you will really get both the experimental knowledge and the computer-based techniques as well. And we have an active collaboration with several companies within the life science area. And we have a lot of different ongoing research also at our school, like in sepsis, bee and ecology research that Sonia is performing and told you a little bit about previously, stem cell research, agricultural research, and a lot of also different bioinformatic research. And we try when we can to really link the lectures also in the different courses to the ongoing research. So you will also get familiar what kind of research that are being performed at our school. But I think our most maybe let's say strong selling point is that the student finds it to be a really friendly learning environment at University of Skövde. We are a small university, so usually the students and teacher become really familiar, and we will know you, you will know us, and so on. Anything you want to add, Sonia or Selmina?
Not really.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then we can see, later on you will hear from an actually student when Madalena will will tell you her point of view. So also, and let's see if she finds it to be friendly here in Skövde. And then what about your future when you have graduated from these programs? Well, we did a really big survey in 2022 where we asked students what kind of occupation they have. And here you can see just some what the students are doing. So a lot are going and continuing for PhD. Some are working more like in the bioinformatic area, some as research or research assistants, and some as medical technicians. So it's really a wide range that you can work later on. And you can either work in Sweden, but also a lot of students also find jobs in other European countries or also outside. You can see here, some have done their PhD in Japan, for instance. And this is also, Karin also mentioned this maybe before that, Skövde is a really medium-sized Swedish town. So it's lagom. But maybe where you are coming from, it's not medium-sized. Maybe it's really a small size. But we find it to be quite nice. You have a lot of good transportation. You can also walk more or less all around town. You can take the train just 1 hour to Gothenburg and 2-3 hours to Stockholm. It's really a safe and clean town. It can be great for families. You can like walk and cycle everywhere. A lot of beautiful nature also all around. But also then you have quite a lot of restaurants and nightlives as well. And Skövde as an educational institution, well, we think that we can provide a great teacher-student support since we are a small university. Like we said, that if you contact your teacher, you will always get some help or response. We try to keep a really good connection, especially the program directors with the students. Here in the master programs, it's a really diverse student group, I would say. We mainly admit international students. Of course, there's also Swedish students, but a lot of students from Africa, Asia. But we have also had students from both North and South America and Australia. So I would say that we have students from all around the world. And since we're also like a quite newly established university, the campus and the buildings are, I think, really, really nice. They are really updated, both the classroom and the laboratories. So they are really well equipped. And also with a lot of that, also I think Karin or Sara showed you earlier that a lot of green spaces around the campus also. And then I can also say that the University of Skövde is part of Ingenium, which is a European University Alliance called Ingenium. So it means that it's 10 universities across Europe that really try to now intensively work in order to increase the collaboration. So there's also great opportunity to maybe go and do maybe, for instance, your thesis work at one of these partner universities. And then, of course, if you're coming from another country, it will be some cultural differences. Also, Madalena can tell you maybe more about that one later. So at least this slide was set up by our colleague that originally came from UK. So according to him, we Swedes are really super organized. And we're quite quiet and friendly as well. And we love sports. And we have some weird food, he thinks. Generally good, I think he thinks. But we put some banana or pineapple on our pizzas. And that one, I don't think it's a favorite for everybody. And then also here we have quite a long winter. So it can be quite challenging for some students, of course, with the cold and maybe also the dark days that it can be sometimes in the winter. But then the spring and the summer is really, really beautiful here, I would say. So, Selmina, Sonja, anything to add?
No.
No. So now I think we're open for questions. So you can ask us anything you like. Yes.